Hello all. So here we are again. Just been recording or doing some more covers, which keeps me entertained, so to speak. And if you're a drummer, if you're on Facebook, I would actually suggest, because I've been getting to see an awful lot of other drummers as well and get to follow them. There's a drum group on Facebook which is called Drum Covers Group. So if you actually are on Facebook, just pop in there, because it's great. You get to see an awful lot of other drummers out there, and they all have their YouTube channels, and it's great because you can subscribe, share, follow each other, and there's always something that we can all learn a little bit from each other. So it's been great, to be honest. And one thing that Gary, the guy that created the group, put up the other day, it was show us your space. So today this is just a little bit of my own little space, in which I have the kit here. I have a bunch of snares in there. We'll get to it, and I'll take you to see the desk and everything. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but it's an organized mess, as they say. So it suits me, and it allows me to do what I need to do. So yeah, it's a funny old space. But let me take you around, and I'll see you in a bit. So here's pretty much, let's call it my own little station. I normally have my iPad in here because that allows me to control the mixer right all the way over there, and also to control Studio One, which is great. It just allows me to. So there's a track playing now, which I'm going to do soon. I can arm tracks to record, get them out, and start, stop, do whatever I need to do in here. And then there's also an app for the mixer itself, in which I can then control the volumes across all the different channels. This is one of my headphone amplifiers for my either in-ears or my Sennheiser headphones, which at the moment are just here. So these are Sennheiser Red Bull limited edition ones, which I've had for quite a few years as well. That's a little box for my little Stag SPM 435s, which I'm currently have on me at the moment. So if I just do that, so these are the ones, although I just received the new SPM Pro models, which I'm looking forward to do. So we'll do a video on those and see how they compare against the 435s. I have a couple of bits in here. So I have two bass drum beaters, although I've recently swapped to these ones. Just to get a fuller sound, having less attack, because I'm using a 20-inch bass drum. I have some Slapcats gels in there. I also have tandem drums drops. Those are great. I got those from a local dealer, Apollo Music here in Birkenhead. Jamie and Lynn run the place, and if anyone is local in the Merseyside area, Wirral area, then yeah, a great place to go, because they have an awful lot of stuff in there, and it's a great environment anyway. In here, it's one of my snare drums, so that's a Remo. It's a piccolo 14 by 3.5. This one is sporting a Remo controlled sound, coated obviously. This one is a Tama Superstar Hyperdrive 14 by 5. And this one is sporting a Remo Ambassador coated, with one of the tandem drums drops. This is the heaviest one. It weighs 200 grams, so it's a group of 4, and they come in different weights, but I'll do a video on that one as well. In this case, this snare is actually being mic'd in a 3-way. So I have a condenser microphone, I have a Stag SDM 70, which is a copy of the 57, although I do have an original 57, which is somewhere over there by the desk. But to my ears, this sounds better. And comparatively, the costs, this retails for about $24.99 versus, I think, $109 the last time I saw an SM57. Underneath, there is a DPA 4050, which is a condenser microphone, so that we can get these lovely pure sound snare wires, which is great. In there, there's one of the cameras, so that's one of the GoPros. There's another one there. There is another one over the top of me, and there's one over there as well, as you can see right there. There's also a Zoom Q2N 4K. There's another Zoom Q2N 4K right there. And on top of those snares, there's another Zoom Q2N. That's not a 4K, that's the original Q2N. And then we have some snare drums over there. So there's a Tama Club Jam snare from the Club Jam Flyer. That's 10 by 5. There's a Yamaha Steel Shell 10 by 5.5. There's a Sonics, which is that natural finish there. That one is 12 by 6. Then there's a Remo Quadura, that's 13 by 5. And finally, there's that beauty there, which is a British drum company, Maverick, and that is, I think it's 14 by 5 or 5.5, if I'm not mistaken. The drums are, so acoustic on shells, Remo Mastertouch, and I have to say, I grew up with these kits. In fact, if I come around a little bit, I can actually do that. You can see the logo right there. So it's a Remo Mastertouch, and I love them. I grew up with it, and to this day, it's still a great sounding kit. And currently, they are sporting, let's have a look, some Emperor coateds. So that's 10, 12, 14, 20-inch bass drum. And it's Emperor coateds over ambassador clears in this case. Cymbal wise, I'm going to be doing a video across all the different cymbals that I have. They're all stag cymbals. So these are the Genghis Classic 15-inch medium hi-hat. This little beauty is a Genghis Dual 19 medium crash. This one is a Senza 12-inch Exo Splash. This is a Senza 20-inch Exo medium ride. Then we have a Genghis again, dual 18-inch medium crash. And this one, unfortunately, has been discontinued, but it's a Senza 20-inch sizzle china. If you can get one of these, it just sounds brilliant. So it's really good. I have an awful lot of other cymbals there, which I normally carry around due to my job, to take to dealers for them to try out. If anyone is local and would like to try them out, by all means, give me a shout. More than happy to arrange that. And I'll be having 2 new cymbal ranges coming, hopefully this coming week. So in that respect, I'll then do a video with every single one of them. So the cymbal bags there, there's some SE1A stereo match spare case there, because I'm using one, as you can see, on the hi-hats. Overheads, these ones are Aston Starlights. It's a stereo match spare as well. Over there on the floor tom, we have an Audix F2 for the floor tom. And funnily enough, on these toms, on the 10 and 12, I have some Shore PGA 56s. Bass drum, we have an Audix D6, a Yamaha Subkick, and inside, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it unless I move that, there's a Audix ADX 60 in as well, but I will be trying out an SM57 has kick in, and leaving the D6 has kick out in here. I also have a lovely Arturia 49 key MIDI controller. I also have my Jabeki cymbal setup in there when I have my electric kit set up instead of that one with the Pearl Mimic Pro module, which I love. I have a classical guitar there. That's an Angel Lopez. I also have that Strat-shaped 3 single coil stag guitar. What else? There's my little Tama Club Flyer Mini, and so that's 8-10 floor toms with a 10 snare and a 14 bass drum. In here has a room mic. I have an Aston Spirit, which is also great. Love that microphone, by the way. That's definitely what we call a modern classic nowadays. Right, monitoring wise, so we have PreSonus RS44s, so it's an MTM speaker, so dual drivers and a tweeter. And then we have the R80, so it has like a ribbon tweeter there with the main 8-inch driver. So there's two sets, obviously. In here, so that's the heart of it. So that is a PreSonus StudioLive Series 3 24 channel desk. It's actually 32, but you have 24 physical inputs in the back, and then you can add another 8 via a digital stage box as well, which is great. There's some more overheads. Those ones are the SCX1s, which I also have 3 of those. And in there's a whole bunch of other microphones. So yeah, in here, that's where it all happens. There is obviously Studio One Professional by PreSonus. That's the DAW that I normally use. And in terms of plugins, what do we have? We have FabFilter, we have Waves, we have Native Instruments, so there's quite a few in there, all original. And I also have this lovely Nativo Cajon. That's a studio model. That thing sounds epic, so I'll do some videos with that as well, which I quite like to do. But yeah, so this pretty much is the little space that I do have. So it's not massive, but it does the trick. I have some lighting, I have, the cameras, so there's one of the zooms. But yeah, it's all fun. Yeah, so a nice little space, and everything is recorded into obviously a 2013 Mac Pro. But I still have an old late 2008 Mac Pro cheese grater on the bottom here, which I can still use as a backup. They mirror each other, so everything is still being mirrored, so I can always back things up from one to the other. All the projects are set up onto an external hard drive. I don't keep anything on the main drive on any of the computers, so everything always goes external, because that way I know, in redundancy, if the computer fails or anything, it's a machine, so it's always likely to happen at some point. Fingers crossed. It still hasn't happened here, so it's all good. But yeah, I keep everything separate in there. But yeah, if anyone needs, if there's any singer-songwriters that need drums recorded, get in touch. It's always, very affordable rates, so it's not a problem. If you like my playing, I've been doing some drums for a friend of mine back home in Portugal. I'm doing some drums for a friend of mine that lives, relatively nearby, towards Frocham, Runcorn way. So it's about half an hour away from here. So it's not as far away as Portugal. And I'm also doing now drums for a very good friend that I have had the pleasure of playing with him many, many times. So Mr. Mark Caney, I'm also going to do some drums for his own project, which is great. So yeah, or if you're a singer-songwriter or a band, duo, trio, whatever, and if you want to record anything, give us a shout. You can always come in here and do things properly. So we lay down all the guide tracks, and then we'll lay the drums and bass and guitars and keyboards, whatever it is, and then we can put the vocals later, and we can film everything. So if you want to do like a little sort of documentary of your recording process, yes, we have the cameras. There's 7 of them in total. I'll sort all of that out, and yeah, just give us a shout, get in touch. Okay, take care, see you later.